African beauty. Oh, you are, you are, yes, you are, African beauty.
Peace and blessings. My name is Ma'at. I am the co-founder of Forging African Sisters Association, better known as FASA. Yes. For those of you sisters that are out there wanting some encouragement, I'm hoping that this video gives you just that. Encouragement to set sail, to move outside of your comfort zone, to leave your birthplace, to move to a different country, just because you want to, for whatever reason that you have, that you want to do so. There's many women that have done exactly that. Women that have moved to countries where they did not know anyone, no relatives there. They moved alone, without a spouse, without anyone. They just moved, and I'm one of them. So I just want to share bits and pieces of my story of moving outside of the country, outside of my comfort zone. Of course, I think it has a lot to do with the type of person that you are, your personality and things like that, that gives you the strength to make that move. Some of us have to find that strength. Some of us already have it. And if you're like me, you're somewhat a loner. Yeah. So you've always done things alone. So I have a few bullet points here where I want to cover, but I'm going to share my story with you. If you have viewed any of our previous videos, you'll see in part 1 of leaving the West, you'll find that me deciding to leave the West was not something that I just recently decided on. I have, ever since I was a teenager in high school, I wanted to leave the United States. I did not feel like I belonged here. I did not appreciate, the way people that look like me have been treated. And so I started on this journey of research, and I've always, from that point on, advocated for the progression of the motherland and the people there. Whenever anyone hears or talks to me, then that was the rhetoric, that was the information I was disseminating, that I was giving to everyone. So you'll see that I did not just come up with this recently. So from that point on, like I said, I was an advocate for the progression. So I did research here and there, and I'd say I was convinced that I needed to move to a country where the majority, if not all, of the people looked like me. And at that point, that was Africa, as far as I was concerned. I wasn't privy of other countries where there were more. And so I started researching and everything, and I did come across a few places. And so I started visiting places. I thought, okay, I'm going to find my retirement home, where I'm going to retire. So I started going to other countries. I visited the islands. I went to Jamaica, the Bahamas. I went to Belize and Mexico, Colombia. I just traveled, and it almost became a hobby to travel, but I was on a mission. I was looking for my place, my destination, my last destination, as far as living here uh, on Earth. Yeah. So then West Africa. Yeah. Okay. Went there. Um, so I did more research and I discovered so many truths, so many things that were brought to light, so many lies. Yeah. So many lies that had been shared or ingrained in us. And so I learned those truths and I began to live those truths. And so with that, um, I did a process of elimination. I got 10 different African countries and I did research on them. And I decided that um, I would base them off of the things that I needed and desired in my life. Yeah. And so I narrowed it down to 3. Now, if you want to know about those 3, I think that's a little more detail, you know, and I don't want to bore anyone with my story. So if you want more details on the 3 that I came up with, why I came up with them, and whatever else, then just leave a message, yeah, in the comment section, and I'll get back to you on that. But to continue my story, um, I bought um, the tickets for each one. I got my visas, yeah, and COVID canceled 2 of those. So, with that being so, um, I did more research on those 2 that were canceled and discovered that um, they needed to be wiped off my list um, for basically the same reason. Um, and again, I can share that with you later. Just kind of give you sort of an overview of my process of trying to get to where I got. Okay. So yeah, those 2 were removed, and so um, I visited the Gambia. I went there for a month. So before I left, I found an Airbnb to stay in, and I attempted to contact some of the um, YouTube YouTube personalities. I guess they call them something else. Influencers. Yeah, I contact some, but I didn't feel um, they were available to me in the way that I needed them or thought I needed them. I even met some Gambians online, but I did not feel the comfort nor the trust that I felt like I should have to depend on them to be that gateway for me. So I went solo, not expecting anything from anyone. But I got my Airbnb, and now the owner of the Airbnb and um, her worker were like a haven to me. They were more than I expected, more than I could have expected. Um, they were just really there, and they provided an experience for me that that gave me all that I needed to actually feel like Gambia could be the place for me to live. Yeah. So I stayed in the village. Village. I stayed around the locals. I'll say that. I didn't do any um, touristy things because that was not my purpose. That's not what I was there for. I was there to see if that was the place for me to be. Yeah. So with prayer, yeah, and with moving around and getting to know the locals and how they lived and everything, um, there was comfort in me. I felt comfortable in that space. And then at a point, the Creator made me aware of what it was that I was looking for in the Gambia. The Most High spoke to me and let me know that Gambia is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. So with that, I decided that I would start making plans to move. Yeah. So I had planned to move to the Gambia within another 2 years. But then there was COVID, there was Trump, there was Gates, there was Biden, there was police brutality, there was crime, there was racism. Am I missing anything? Yeah, exactly. So those things made me decide that there was no need to prolong my new life. Yeah. So they were very instrumental in me making that move. So I made the calculations I needed to make. I created my budget. I planned and planned every step of my relocating. Um, there's a lot that I'm not going to share with you in this because it can become very boring. But yes, there are steps that I took. And again, if you want to know more, then that's fine. Um, so I did just about everything that I could think of to deal with those long-term and short-term sustainable um, issues that would land me in the Gambia for the rest of my life. Yeah. So I've shared that with you, and still to this day, I believe that um, it was the best move I could make. Now, I do have children, adult children, and if I know them the way I think I do, in about 3 years, they'll be there. And so they've all been supportive. My siblings have not necessarily been supportive, but my children have. And whether they were or not, um, this is between me and the Creator. So I just want to encourage you, if you are looking to do anything like that, if you have any questions, I will answer all that I can about leaving your birth country and preparing to make a move. Um, I don't have any horror stories for you. Sorry. All I have is good news about my move, and um, I'm very excited to help anyone that needs assistance in making that thing happen for them. So, peace and blessings again, and thank you for listening. I look forward to answering questions, and take a look at our Facebook, Forging African Sisters Association. Um, Take a look at our our information and see if this is something that you would like to be a part of. We would love to have you. Um, we have gained charity status and we look to make a difference in the lives of other women, children, families. Um, we have a couple of projects that we're working on, so we're looking for donations. We're looking for people to be active and encouraged. And so that might mean that we're looking for you. Yeah? Okay. So thank you guys for listening, and um, keep keep your eyes open. We'll have more information for you. Thank you.